Hey, espresso and coffee lovers. Mark here at Whole Latte Loves, our Friday 3 o'clock live stream. Got Zach with me today.
Hello, everyone.
Zach, and you were nice enough to start one of my drinks over here on the Gaggia Cadorna. That's what we're talking about today is Gaggia Cadorna machines.
Yeah, you know how tough it was?
How tough was it?
I had to turn around and press a button. It was
pretty hard.
You know, I kind of sweat a little bit, but you know.
But this is my favorite. I very rarely ever drink a drip coffee again. It's always an Americano, which if you don't know, is a combination of espresso and water. What do you get? What's the flavor you get from that, right?
I feel like it kind of pulls out a lot of sweetness too. I feel like if the espresso is a little too much, a little too harsh on you, just adding a little bit of water to it actually just sweetens everything up.
Yeah, and it retains the real flavor, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Right, so, okay, I see, oh, we will be, if we're looking down, we're looking at your comments and questions there, so if you have questions throughout the live stream, please ask away. Thanks, Zach. Again, we're taking a look at a bunch of different Cadorna machines. They have different capabilities. We got one that, that I think is probably the best value if you're a milk drinker. We'll get more into that, the Gaggia Cadorna milk.
Super versatile for maybe if you're not even into just coffee drinks as well.
You know,
we'll be showing a few of those recipes that we'll actually be able to give you some pointers on.
Is it too soon for a pumpkin spice latte?
I don't know.
Okay.
We'll let you all decide.
So anyhow, do get in your comments and questions. I see James is here and Dan, who retracted his message for some reason. So it's good to have you here, James. But before we get going, now these are bean to cup machines. If you're not familiar, they use whole beans ground fresh for every single cup. So now one of the things I try to do in life is convince people to drink better coffee. So when I go into somebody's house and they got one of these that goes into one of those things, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I try and convince them. Then they come to my house or people I know around, around town and stuff, and we do from whole beans ground fresh, and they drink it and they're like, oh my God, I can never go back either. So why is that? What's the problem here?
Their first complaint,
I've got a couple, but
yeah. Their first complaint is like, oh, it's easy and it's convenient.
Okay.
It's like it tastes good enough for what you're gonna get, and they might say it's even cheap.
But is it cheap?
I don't think so. After talking with you a little bit more today, I don't think it's quite the route to go.
So I went around and did a little research, filled out this whole crazy ass spreadsheet here, where I checked prices of these little pre-ground plastic cups around. So I checked our local store, Wegmans. If you're in the Northeast, you probably know who that is. I've also checked on Amazon. So the cheapest I could find, I'm sure, look, you go out to some super discounter, and maybe get, some really old ones that have been sitting in a warehouse for a year or something and get them for 20 cents each. But the cheapest price I could find for any variety of this was 40 cents each. And that's in you're buying 36 of them. Yeah. But what's in here? First, Zach, what I want you to do, I'm going to cut this guy open.
I'm a little scared right now. I'm not gonna lie.
And I just want you to take a smell of that.
Oh. Okay, prepare myself right now.
Yes.
All right. Interesting.
Interesting?
It doesn't quite smell like coffee. And the first thing that I'm kind of looking for too is what ends up in your cup is a lot of aroma. That's a lot of what we taste is based off of aroma. When I first smell this, I don't know if I would want to taste anything like that because it does kind of.
I can smell the stale from here, honestly.
Yeah, it's like stale plastic sort of thing. I wouldn't want this in my cup, but of course we hide it away behind a package, so we don't really know.
And then smell that. So those are whole beans.
Well, I mean, I know what this.
You know what that
I know what
smells
this smells like. We did a lot of development on this one to ensure that it's going to be the best.
So this is our Crema Wave coffee. It's 100% Arabica, 100% specialty grade, and I can guarantee you it's not specialty grade coffee that's in there. Probably a bunch of Robusta in there, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, it's commodity coffee, so coffees that are bought at the cheapest price, and they don't really care too much about it. They'll just grind it up pretty fine so it can extract and get whatever you can out of it at whatever time it is, maybe months and months after it's actually roasted. But,
so let's talk a little bit more about the cost, right? Because like I said, this was about the cheapest one I could find, 40 cents each. They go well up, they go to $1. Some of the Starbucks ones I've seen are like $1.25, right?
Yeah.
So, and in the average one, so I measured a bunch of cups because they vary in how much coffee is actually in them. I'll show you this one right here. That's 10.5 grams of coffee.
So what's going in these super autos is basically the same amount of coffee too.
Yes.
So if you're hitting all the beans on this, it's about 11 grams or so of coffee. And you know, that's the biggest equation that we're looking at here is like, oh, it's quick caffeine. Well, this is the same amount of caffeine, but it'll be extracted better too.
And this is a much, much, much better coffee, I can guarantee you. So that was 40 cents. The 10.5 grams of beans going into the Americano you just made me was 32 cents. And you know what I don't end up with? Where is it? I don't end up with one of these.
Yeah.
And frankly, these guys are more convenient. We're going to talk about it because this, you got to stick this in, take it out every time, then throw it in the garbage, maybe feel some guilt about the plastic. I don't know, it's up to you. Over here, you can do 10 coffee cycles without doing a thing to the machine. It'll hold 10 used coffees.
And the great thing about these beans is that it has its own natural seal of CO2.
Yes. Yes. So much, much better coffee. And just to take the whole price thing a little bit sooner. So yes, these machines do cost a little more than, say, you know, what you're going to brew one of the plastic cup things in. But I really did an analysis, and if you are drinking, so this is how I figured this out. This is like my house, right? You got 2 people living there. Each are drinking an average of 3 cups a day. That's kind of the U.S. national average is 3 cups per person today. So if you add it up over a year, the cost for 40 cents, the 40-cent ones, that cost is going to add up to, let's see, $876. Okay?
Gotcha.
The Crema Wave, the whole bean here, using the same amount of coffee, is going to come in at $6.95. So you're going to save a couple $100, and you're going to be drinking better coffee. You're going to, you know, you'll pay off, you know, the difference in price of the machine within a couple of years. And that's talking the cheapest one. If you go average, like one of these Dunkin' Donut ones. Don't mean to pick on Dunkin', but if you go for one of those, the cheapest price I found on those were at Amazon, 75 cents each, and you're looking at $1,600 a year if you did 6 cups a day for a year.
And that's locked into one type of coffee too.
Yeah.
So that is just kind of like hitting the coffee button on this. But there's lots of buttons and things that you can program on this. Like we just pulled an Americano, which is a whole entire different process on these machines. And we can actually do espresso. We can grind fine enough for espresso and all of these different kinds of methods.
So true story, when I first started getting into the machines and the coffee biz about 15 years ago, when I heard the term super automatic espresso machine, I'm thinking like, you know, does that scare people? Because people have this misconceived notion about espresso being, you know, it's so much caffeine and all that. And the truth of the matter is the shot of espresso in here has no more caffeine than a regular cup of coffee.
Exactly.
And you can adjust the strength. But let's talk about the machines, right? So
let's do it.
Enough about me and my rant about the pre-grounds.
All right, so Mark, what would I be interested in?
Well, you like frothing yourself, right?
I do.
You want to do the latte art.
I love doing latte art.
So, and this is really the main difference between these machines is how they handle milk.
Yeah.
So the simplest way you can go. So we've got 2 machines that you can froth on all by yourself. We got the Cadorna Style here. This is a real good value if you're just gonna, you just want to make those Americanos or an espresso. This one has what's called a Panarello wand on it, which does kind of the frothing for you. Still using a pitcher, but you don't really have to have the skill that I know you have, right, to really froth milk well.
Yeah, so if you're looking for like simple entry level and you want to use that pitcher, maybe you're starting to get into like maybe just building up cappuccinos, and that's typically what you're into, not quite lattes and latte art. You just want to do it manually or to however much that you want. Or maybe you don't like cleaning carafes or anything like that. I would suggest this style.
But the one I'm going for you is the Barista Plus over here.
Oh yeah, because you have your
I'm
little
going to get a
latte
little
art wand
closer to us here. Got our little extra close up here. So yeah, it's got the wand, right? So that's like just a regular, what you would use in a shop, it looks like.
Oh, exactly.
Right? And so these are all, what I really love, it's got a nice color display. Can you just pop through the different available beverages there for me? Okay. We got a tech issue?
We are all good.
Oh, okay. Okay. Sorry about that. Don't know quite what happened. But so Zach, just pop through the menu there for me. And so on this one, we got like 6 different drinks here. So that Americano, the Espresso Longo, I don't know if we go back, the Ristretto, and hot water, of course, coffee, and espresso.
So let's say I want to just make maybe a
pull back on
traditional or a contemporary sort of cappuccino. I actually have a nice cup here with actually my different measurements here, and one pitcher that's actually made for you know, our nice cappuccinos. So I feel like I could do it on this, right?
You could do it? Yeah.
Okay, because this is my favorite drink. So
are you going to do it?
I'm going to do it.
He's going to do it.
We're going to try.
All right.
All right, so luckily this extends out too. So I have a shorter cup here. I mean, we can fit pretty large cups underneath here if you're just going for a nice big coffee or a big Americano. I'm going for just a short little espresso here. I'm just going to do like a 1 ounce pull. I want it pretty short. I typically do this with like a single if I'm going to do like a traditional sort of cappuccino. And then I'm going to prep my milk here. So I have this small little like torpedo, big belly style pitcher here, which I think is perfect for this sort of setup. It's really going to influence that turbulence that we can get.
It's funny, it says it's a bit pitcher, which I'd call it the itty bitty. But
the itty bitty. All right, so I'm just going to fill this to like a finger below the rim here. So I don't need too much milk. So that's why I feel like it's made really well for these kinds of steam wands too. Because of course you're not going to get as much pressure as like a dual boiler, but you get plenty of pressure to do this in you know, a similar amount of time.
Okay. So are we steaming the milk first, or are we making the espresso first? This is
think
always
I'm
one
gonna
of those questions, right?
I'm going to do the espresso first. I'm okay with letting that fall for a good 90 seconds while I'm kind of doing my milk here. So I'm going to go through my settings here, actually on this screen. If we can go ahead and get a nice close-up of this, we can actually get some of the settings here.
Could we clear out some of the coffee? There we go.
We have Andrew helping us today.
Yeah, hey, Andrew. And Andrew, who's running the show, has demanded an espresso in about 3 minutes.
Yep, we've timed it.
Okay, so let me get you in close here.
For
So what do
this,
you got?
I'm going to go ahead and just do that 1.35 ounces.
Oops, sorry, guys.
All right, I'm going to do that 1.35 ounces. I'm actually going to do a higher temp on this. And then I want this actually decently strong. I'm on a finer grind. We'll see what this does. And that's what we're doing with that bean symbol. We're going all the way up to matching that Keurig weight of like that 11 grams right there. So I'm going to go ahead and start my espresso there. It's going to go through the process. Grinds fresh right inside there. The ceramic burrs. And then as that grinds, it's now actually pushing it over and compressing a puck to now extract.
It's a little brew unit inside the machine. I call it the little barista who lives in there, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's a small little barista that we put right inside the side panels. And then with those... Oh, yours.
Oh, I see. That's why because the lenses are on the bottom. That's
if
why.
everyone can tell how much caffeine Mark has had today.
There you go.
I think the screen's probably a little jittery there.
So here, let's do that.
All right, so I have that already here, telling me to enjoy. Good little crema. And now I'm going to go to the next part. So I'm just going to go ahead and hit the steam button.
So it's going to take it just a minute here to heat up, right? And it kind of tells you it's heating up.
Exactly. So as that heats up, we'll go ahead. We already have our milk prepped for us. And it only takes a couple minutes. All of these Cadornas are going to kind of work that same exact sort of way.
So hear that thumping and pumping.
And I can still get that similar vortex to most other machines, just like so. And I'm gonna kind of tear that paper. It's all kind of listening for a sound at this point. Tearing paper. For a cappuccino, I want it to be pretty consistent with that ripping of paper. And then you want to keep working that vortex.
That's the air getting sucked in there, right?
Exactly.
That's why the tip is real near the surface of the milk.
And as soon as it's pretty warm, you want to just work on that vortex. And then we're going to go ahead and stop when it's a little too hot to touch. Then we can go ahead and wipe off that wand. And we're ready to pour. So as you can see, I can get amazing texture off of that. And it didn't take too much time at all. I feel like I was totally fine with how that was done. And, you know, we'll do a little latte art just because.
Because it's cappuccino. But that's the more modern take, right? With a more latte style milk.
As you can see, it's more of a contemporary style.
Yeah.
Right there.
Beautiful. All right. Pull it back on here.
And just like that, we have more of a modern cappuccino there.
So that's the sort of the manual.
The
deal.
manual.
If you're going to froth manually.
My preferred method, but it's not for everyone. Let's say you want that kind of push button sort of method. Then I would kind of start making my way over.
We're over
here.
this way.
Yeah.
So we'll skip over this one because this one's a very, very similar machine here, the style, except it doesn't have the more of the manual one. This is that automatic Panarello one. It'll kind of inject the milk for you.
Yep.
So it makes it really, really easy to get a really nice cappuccino. Not so easy to get like the latte art quality on that one.
Yeah. So maybe you wanted just the traditional cappuccino. All you would have to do is just use that Panarello wand, and it's going to provide these same results right there.
Okay. Then we get into the one-touch automatics. So these are going to have more drink selections on them. Oh, one other thing I wanted to point out on the style here is just notice that there's a little extra space on all the other machines. In fact, there's a little pull out here if you want to get your cup up higher. This doesn't have quite the space, but I guess the idea here is if you want one of those tall milk drinks, you'll still be able to get your cup under here, but you're going to be frothing here. These have a little more clearance, all the other machines, and the one-touch drinks.
Yep.
So
that's why I usually suggest your traditional cappuccinos over here. You'll typically use a shorter cup, and then also this can provide great foam, and a lot of it.
So over here, they call this the cap and cup system. So we have a glass carafe here with a tube that goes to the frothing deal here, the cap and cup system, and that's going to put your milk in. And we're gonna do the specials on here. We're gonna make a hot chocolate, right?
Yeah.
Oh, pop up the drinks we're gonna do here, Andrew. I think we got a slide for that. It shows 3. So we're gonna do a pumpkin spice, I guess, right?
Yeah, it's a rendition of a pumpkin spice. It's a pumpkin pie, but made from Hollander. So just amazing ingredients on that one.
Then we're gonna do the hot chocolate.
Made with a Dutch chocolate. Which Dutch chocolate, it follows the same sort of process as what we do with coffee.
And you were telling me about the flavor before, right?
Yeah,
with the Dutch chocolate.
The Dutch process really just follows the same idea of how we combat acidity with coffee with potassium carbonate. Don't quite need to know exactly what that is, but there's a bicarbonate that kind of fights acidity, fights against it, so it becomes more alkali or more neutral in a way. And it's doing the same thing with the Dutch chocolate. So if you ever wanted to, mix a little vodka inside this and make a little espresso martini or these hot chocolates,
I haven't gone there
yet. It actually won't be acidic. So, no, it's pretty great. We'll go through that quick process. And then the last drink that we have on that chart.
The last one, if we throw that back up, was just the matcha.
Yes. So if you are into matchas, we do have a quick, easy way to make them right out of this milk machine.
Okay, so we'll be doing all those in a minute. We've got the recipes for you. We're going to show you how to do all 3 of those. Let's just take a real quick look. I want to talk about the other machines real quick before we get into drinks. Good to see you. Good to see you, James. James, he likes how we explain things. Interesting is definitely the word you want for your food. Sure. Let's see. Day there. I've noticed the Gaggia Academia, which I own, has a flow control knob. Why have they removed that function with so many super automatics? Really, it's only the Academia and the Gaggia Babala.
Yeah, it was very proprietary to that machine.
Yeah. And that's literally, if you watch any of the videos, that's like one of my favorite super automatics because of that feature and because it's got just an incredibly intuitive user interface. It's absolutely wonderful.
Yeah, they put a lot of things within that machine, including like an auto purge function as well. So that's something that you might not have noticed when we were actually frothing milk on the machine over here, that we didn't purge it afterwards. We just cleaned it off a little bit. I do suggest, manually purging this one, but on the Academia, it does it automatically for you, and there's a little purge button for you.
There you go. All right, so real quick, the other 2 machines we have here. So this is the Gaggia Cadorna Prestige. So this goes to the pitcher idea. So you just put the milk in the pitcher, it's in your fridge, you yank it out, attach it to the machine, and you make your drink.
Exactly. So I would suggest this for maybe everyone likes the same kind of milk, So you're just doing whole milk. That's totally fine. You don't have to be watching out your pitchers or anything like that. With the Cadorna milk over here, It's really easy to just kind of stick this hose into any other cup that you might have, your oat milk, your almond milk, whole milk, and it's really easy to quickly clean.
Nice. Oh, you know what we got to do? Andrew, you want your espresso, right?
I do.
All right. We got to pop an espresso on one of these for Andrew, huh?
Gotcha. I mean, it could be any one. So let's go ahead and turn
Okay.
on this milk while we're talking about it.
Yeah, and then we could use that one. And I mean, here's a good indication. So we just put the power button on. I'm going to try and fix there we go. That's a little better in that shot. And it's like ready to go, pretty much. So.
Exactly. So I'm going to go ahead and actually prep this for an espresso right now.
Okay.
I'm going to plop.
Should we do
These
two?
cups right on.
Jordan's back there. Jordan would like one too. So
Yeah.
these all these machines will do 2 coffee drinks at the same time. You got the dual spouts. So if we go to espresso, right, and go to, well, you set it up.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty particular on how I like
Yeah.
to set these up. So I'm going to go to about 1.85 ounces on this.
And I'll get us a little closer in here so people
I'm going
can
to go
see
to a higher temp as well, much like we were actually setting up the cappuccino previously. And then I'm going to go to that full strength.
You
So
want
again,
to give it
that's
all?
just adding more and more coffee to our actual puck.
Now we're going to do the 2 buttons, right?
Let's go ahead and do the 2 buttons,
Yes.
and that means it's going to grind twice, which Mark in previous videos, he's always talking about how he always presses that. He loves
Yes.
that for his Americanos.
Yes.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and press play there.
All right, so I'm going to come off of this, Andrew. So, you know, one thing, you know, you say like, I know because there are some other manufacturers that rather than doing 2 grind cycles, we'll just put more water through, maybe just a little bit more coffee. Most of them have come around now to have where they're doing 2 grind cycles, but there's still a couple machines out there that try and make you 2 cups by just adding maybe 10 or 15% more coffee in the machine, and I don't know, that doesn't really work for me.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah,
in
I mean,
fact,
this is going to be very similar to like a commercial shot
Yes.
in that sense, and the same amount of caffeine.
So it's doing that first one, you know, it gives you a little progress bar here as it's going, and then it's going to stop, and then it's going to grind again, and we
Give
will
you that next one.
give you that next one. And oh, we are using Crema Wave in here?
We are using
We are
Crema
using
Wave
Crema
inside
Wave,
here.
okay.
So the great thing about Crema Wave, even on super autos, it's completely safe. We roast it in
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
a very specific way that won't produce too many oils that would be pretty harmful for most of these super automatics.
I mean, personally, I don't like a really oily coffee anyway,
No.
so I wouldn't be using it, but some of those really dark roasts you get into are just shiny with oil. Those you don't really want to put in, I don't care who makes the machine, any automatic machine like
Exactly.
this.
And if you aren't quite sure of like what coffee would really produce oils and if you're safe or not, really just go based off of that roast profile, or maybe ask a barista that you're buying it from or whoever you're
Yeah.
buying it from, and just check out to see what the roast profile is. The darker it is, the more those pores are going to open, and then those oils are going to kind of seep out of those pores.
Oh, I see this comment from Bill down there. He's had one of these machines for almost 5 years. And you know what? When I was doing my little price comparison between, you know, the old plastic guys here and the whole beans, I did take a look at what you would save over 5 years. So let me just take a look at that. So let's say you were going with, you know, the Dunk. So like an average K-cup that you can, you know, buy, you know, without going super discount to, you know, or super special sale or something. Over 5 years, if you're doing 6 cups a day, $8,000 worth of K-cups. Over 5 years, if you're doing 6 cups a day using whole beans ground fresh, it was, and that's the good whole beans. This
Yeah,
is, you know,
yeah.
100%
So
Arabica,
specialty,
100% specialty, $3,478. So almost like a $5,000 difference.
Yep.
It's like $1,000 a year. So, you know, sometimes you might look at these machines and say the price, oh my God, can I justify that? Yeah, you can.
Yeah, definitely.
You certainly
If you
can.
really break it down. And then you can only imagine if you were actually instead just going out to coffee shops.
Oh, yeah.
Then it's just, okay, no, I'm definitely going to buy that.
And like I said, the convenience is there. And, you know, I don't know, maybe there's some Keurig models out there that got milk frothing and all that. And I know there's
Yeah.
like Nespressos that, you know, have the and those espresso capsules. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
What are those, like $1.70 or
They're
something?
pretty pricey.
They're crazy.
Yeah, definitely. They're up
So, and that's pre-ground coffee. But let's go ahead. So what are we going to do first? We're going to do the
All right.
something
So
for the kids or something for fall?
let's
or
go ahead and
winter?
start something for the kids.
Something
so they can
for the
actually
kids.
use this milk for a hot chocolate, which is actually going to be featured on one of our more recent blogs that were coming up of different milk different brewing alternatives for maybe kids to kind of join in on these super autos.
That's awesome. So
all right,
not just for the adults.
Not just for
I
the
mean, I like
adults.
a good hot chocolate when it's cold outside too. Don't have that problem right now around here, but
All right, so if we can go ahead and bring up that hot chocolate recipe. Andrew's back there. Perfect. So we kind of brought it, put it into a part of 2 ounces to 8 ounces of milk. Now, if you have a scale, you know, I much prefer a scale so you can kind of weigh everything out right on there within your vessel. But, you know, instead we do have one of our espresso carafe things here that we can actually instead just, you know, go out in about ounces.
yeah.
And we'll, you know, figure out what weight that is just in case.
You really just like using a scale, don't you?
I do.
I mean, we all do. The espresso world, you know, if you're getting into higher end stuff, you really want to weigh your stuff out. So
Yeah, it's the most precise method, because you'll see as soon as I pour it into something like this, there's going to be like residual chocolate here that I might not want.
okay.
All right, so
Oh, can we turn the scale around?
we'll turn the scale around. For
Sure,
everyone to
Andrew.
see.
He wants
All right.
espresso and scales turned. So demanding, Andrew.
All
Love
right, so
Andrew.
let's go ahead and bring up that recipe one more time.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with 2 ounces of this Dutch dark chocolate to 8 ounces of milk. Now, when I actually fill up the milk, I'll actually go ahead and weigh and fill that up in the same exact vessel as well.
So you're going to weigh the milk too? Just why not?
Yeah, I'm kind of crazy
Okay.
like that.
Okay.
I mean, if you want. So when you actually go through the brewing cycle, we'll actually press the brewing cycle quite a few times. This can actually do a couple different hot chocolates because you're actually thinking about the output. There's a
Okay.
lot of foam to it, so the 8 ounces or 6 ounces that they're saying to here is equating to kind of the foam also.
Oh,
kind of
like also
rising
including
to
the
that.
foam. And it's kind of estimated because different milks that you use may produce different volumes. They froth a little bit differently depending on the milk you use.
Yep. So if we're say let's just do whole milk,
Okay.
you know, and we press the maybe 10 ounce on here, it's definitely going to rise a lot more than an oat milk.
And you can always like if it's going too high, you can always stop it, right?
Exactly.
So, okay.
All right, so let's go ahead and just do a nice 2 ounce pour. It seems like a lot of chocolate, but you know, this chocolate's good for you.
It is.
I'm going to claim that it's good for you. It's good for your soul. All right, and look at that. I hope we got the close-up shot of that because
Oh, yeah.
that just looks amazing. All right, so we're at about 62 grams. I think typically I like 65
You're
grams.
2
or
grams
something like
over
that. Yep.
2 ounces.
Oh yeah. There we go. Yep. Oh yeah, milliliters.
What's 2 grams
Yeah,
between
yeah.
friends? Well, and the milk actually technically weighs a little different. I mean,
Yeah, it does. It does. All right, so now I'm going to grab my milk, and in the same thing, we can
You're
kind of
going
wash
8?
out. Yeah, we'll wash out some more of this
Okay.
chocolate using this.
So 8 ounces of milk would be about 240 grams. Yeah, it's about 30 grams per ounce. Yeah, 3 times 8 is 24. Yeah, 240.
Let's see. Oh, I was way off, but
Way off. Do we need more chocolate or less milk?
this just explains why I love scales because I was weighing or I was looking at these measurements and trying to do the best I
Sure.
can, but it can be a little difficult. So if you find inconsistencies with your children's hot chocolates, I recommend a scale.
So your 60-year-old is coming up there and like, too much chocolate.
Yep. I mean, some kids
Or
can be
too
pretty
much
picky.
milk.
I
Yeah,
don't know.
sure,
So
sure.
if you want to be really consistent with what they like and you don't want to mess up, I don't know.
Okay, so you got the little whisk going here.
Yeah, so I'm just going to whisk it right in here. So this is the same vessel as what we're going to actually froth from.
Nice.
So it's as simple as that. So
I should have brought that little. I got that,
Whisk
one of
this
those
right
little Santa Claus cup mug things that I got like when I was 4. I should have brought that in for the hot
Oh, yeah, I
chocolate
think we
because that
have
was
one
the
in the
thing when I
room
was
over.
4. I was demanding about my Santa Claus mug.
yep, okay.
Okay.
I had something very similar. Mine was from a bike race that I won when I was little, so I always wanted my race cup.
Your race cup?
Yeah.
There you go. All right. So
Every time I drank my hot chocolate, I wanted to feel like a winner,
Nice. All right. So what sort of a glass are we going to use?
All right, we're just going to
big,
go just a nice small one here.
Okay. So you could probably run off a couple, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. So we're going to start with just one, I'll probably brew myself one as well. And
Okay.
all we have to do that is just go to our settings here. If we can go ahead and get a little bit of a close-up. And all we're going to go ahead and do...
I'll bring us in and try and keep my finger out of the way this time.
Yeah, we'll see. So as we scroll over, we do see that these Cadornas do have a lot more settings for our milk-based drinks. This one, all we have to do is go to our frothed milk, and we'll pick our ounces. We'll go pretty heavy on this one because, again, we're equating for the amount of foam as well. So let's
And again,
go
you can
ahead.
stop it whenever you need to, right?
Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and go all the way.
Go all
Why
the way.
not? It's a good thing to tell kids. It's just like, oh, just put it to the highest setting. Don't worry about it. All right, and then we're just going to go ahead and press play.
So same idea here. It's going to take, 10, 15, 20 seconds here for the machine kind of to get up to temperature to actually put the steam through the milk.
Exactly.
Okay.
So it's currently warming up right
Okay.
now.
I'm going to pull back, Anders. So. Here. Okay.
And then you'll see that this is quite a bit different from what we'll see on the one-touch option over here. I feel like this is a little bit easier to clean. It's a little bit easier to dial in as well. And we still get a nice foam off of that as well. Again, the more stuff you add to your milk, it will come out a little bit different, maybe more or less foam.
That's looking good, though.
And I noticed that the heat consistency on this milk as well is really nice for these kinds of recipes. So when you have this, it's going to be nice and hot. Perfect. And then we have a hot
All
chocolate.
right. Pull back here.
So I do actually want to drink this one, maybe.
Okay. Well,
So-
I'm curious. Give me an impression of the heat and stuff. And
I think it's a great temperature.
good
It's like-
temperature?
It's immediately sippable. It's still pretty hot to touch, so definitely want like something insulated, I would say,
Okay.
when kids are making this. But I
But
think
it's not burn
fantastic.
your tongue hot. And
It's
it,
not
and it
burn
really
your tongue
shouldn't
hot.
be. And I can't tell you the number of times I did do that with my Santa Claus mug as a kid.
Yeah.
Oh, the other thing, you know what the other little story I remember is like, because my mom used to make it, she just poured milk into the pan, and then I think it was like cocoa powder and sugar, and she'd be stirring it with one of those whisks. And then when he got done, every time the pan had this big, black crust on the bottom from
Yeah.
getting scorching milk, basically.
Yeah,
Which is
and
no
then
good.
this is actually going to taste a lot sweeter when we can actually control that milk temperature. So it's not like microwaving or messing up your milk. When you actually heat it to the appropriate temperature, which this is about like 140, 130 degrees or so, it will taste a lot sweeter, just the way that your milk is actually being warmed up like that.
Right, and that's
Without going into the science, but
no, but that's one
you
of my
can trust
pet
me.
peeves when we talk about milk temperature, because people are always saying, well, my latte wasn't hot enough. Well, a properly made latte, right, you should pretty much be able to chug it,
Yes.
right? It should not
Right away.
burn.
Yeah.
And that's where the flavor, that's where milk hits its sweetest apparent point, is right in that, 130, 145 range.
Yeah.
So that's where you
Those
want
fat globules should be,
Yeah.
well mixed with
Well
everything
mixed.
else, and
Okay.
really bring out the sweetness.
All right, so are we going to do a pumpkin spice? What are we going to do next?
Yeah, so let's go ahead and move on to the pumpkin spice. So,
Oh,
recipe.
you're going to need another one of these, right?
yes, so we have our new glass here. So we're going to do a little bit less on this one because it's not, going to be tasting majority of the chocolate. We also want our espresso in this. So that's what we're going to kind of get into now. So
Okay.
we're going to do 1 ounces. 1 ounce. Wow.
1 ounce.
1 ounces.
So this is good.
Who
So
am
this
I?
is like flavor infused milk. It's funny because Jura has a few machines that have that do the flavor infusion as the milk is frothing. So you can do that right as you're doing it right here on these machines as well.
Exactly.
And I did see. Let's see. We had Ham Radio Pen Pals replaced my 12-year-old Jura with a Gaggia 3 months ago, and I could not be happier. You guys are awesome. Well, thanks.
Thank you. All right. So,
And that's another thing with these machines. You know what? Take care of them, and they will go for a long, long time. I
Definitely.
mean, we get all the time. We get Gaggia machines, coming in for for a little refurbishment, and they see like 16, 17,000 brew cycles on these things.
Yeah, they last
That's awesome.
forever. I love hearing those calls where people have had them for like 12 years, 10
Yeah.
years, and they're calling me. It's like, yeah, no, I just need this part. I love
Yeah.
it. It's great, which we're happy to help with.
There-
All right, so I had about 45 grams or so
Mm-hmm.
of this pumpkin spice. Again, you can actually flavor as you please. You know, if you want something super sweet, semi-sweet. I would say this is on the sweet side.
Okay.
You know, I wasn't the one that wrote these recipes. We had the professionals write these recipes. I am a professional.
Oh, did we?
but
Did we?
the
We
other
didn't look at the
professionals.
recipe yet, did we?
We
take
brought
a
it
look?
up. We
Oh, we
brought
did?
it up.
Okay.
Yep. I believe our recipe also called for 6 ounces of milk. 4 ounces of milk. I'm
4 ounces
completely
of milk.
wrong.
There it is.
Because we are also putting espresso in this one, if we want. I might want some espresso. I don't know. Do you
Okay.
want some espresso?
You're gonna put it
this
right
could
in
be
here.
for the kids, though. I think this is for the kids.
Okay, let's
so
do one for the kids.
We'll do one for the kids. I mean, when I was a kid, I definitely drank a lot of espresso, though. I think I also lost count. Nope, I did too. We're good. All right, so we're going to go ahead and whisk away. And again, this one's going to come out a little bit different because it's a little thicker.
A little
right?
thicker? Okay.
Yeah. Now, the other method of what we can do is actually do a little bit of a layering shot as well.
Okay.
So what you could do is just put the same amount inside your cup, and then we're just going to pour our milk over that.
Okay. But this is gonna our flavor's gonna end up like kind of in the milk without like stirring it up and disturbing
Exactly,
it, right?
but this one looks way
But
prettier.
this one
so we're
looks
gonna-
cool.
Maybe we'll do this one instead.
Okay.
All right, we're just going to do 45 grams this time. Now that we already know. And instead of whisking away, like we did on that last one, we're just going to pull our milk right over it.
Right over it. Okay.
Well, the great thing about this is that we can technically use any vessel.
Yeah.
So I can actually fill up any cup for this, and I could just plop in my little tube here, and I can pull milk from just about anything.
And that's how the Jura machines. That's how they use a milk pickup tube system. That they have refrigerated devices for them, or glass crafts like this. But you can always do that. You can always just stick that tube right into a cup.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead, and I might still use this.
Okay.
We'll be safe. All right, so let's now go ahead and customize what would now be a latte to complete
Okay.
this pumpkin spice. So we'll scroll on over to a latte macchiato because we
Okay.
want it to kind of layer over.
Okay. So the milk's going to go over top of the espresso.
Exactly. So I'm going to do that same shot that I did previously. I'll do that 1.35.
Oh, let me get us in here, huh? See if I can do this.
I'll
Stick my
do
finger in front of it.
a high temp just so I get that high temp extraction. And then for my milk, I'll do this 5.14. Press OK. Make this strong. And we're going to see the layers in action. Now, while you're
pull
making
back.
your own pumpkin spice, then your kids are already ready to get their own.
There you go.
But I do kind of like showing that this can kind of layer as a macchiato of sorts.
Now I could do like a mocha kind of thing with the chocolate here, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if you wanted to do the same exact process of a latte, and we already have our chocolate milk over here, that is simply a mocha. A very, very simple way to do it too.
And so on these one-touch milk machines, so in the latte macchiato, it's doing our milk first, yeah? Yes.
Yeah, so it does our
Yeah.
milk first
Yes.
for macchiatos because
Yep.
they actually layer the espresso atop now.
Okay.
Now this is something where we can kind of mess around with too. If we want more or less of this foam or more or less of this milk, we can actually adjust that according to those ounces that we have at the top too. But as we can see, easily just pulled from whatever we want.
Yeah.
And you can
Oh,
also
look at
see
that.
that
Okay.
how it layers here.
Oh, Andrew's got the shot. I was going to grab the phone, but no need to do that.
And then
Yeah, that
just
looks
like
really
that,
fun, right?
We have a nice short little pumpkin macchiato right there, with some nice little layers there. You know, some people mix it in, or they just kind of pull it like that. So.
Because you, yeah, I think I'd probably stir a little bit. How about you?
I don't know. I don't think I want all of the pumpkin, and I know a little bit of it kind of pulls under.
Okay.
So I would probably just kind of sip it like this. I'm weird like that,
Okay.
though, I guess. I know Jordan, one of our producers back there, is actually staring at me like he definitely wants this. But we're going to go ahead and move on to our last easy, quick drink.
The matcha?
The matcha.
Okay.
So we're actually going to keep this cup right
Okay.
here. And we're going to weigh out some matcha.
So 2 tablespoons matcha powder, 8 ounces.
2
of
teaspoons.
Teaspoons.
Tablespoons would be absolutely insane.
I forgot my good glasses. Sorry.
This is not coffee. All right, so I know this is very much a new trendy thing. It's actually an old trendy thing, but matcha has definitely become very popular. It became popular while I had a coffee shop, and we would go through tons of it. I wish that I had a good, easy way to do it like this.
Okay.
But we did more of a traditional way, which, while we do this method, you can still, you know, have one of your matcha bowls and whisks
Okay.
as we do this, because what we'll be doing is taking our cup that we're going to brew into, and we're going to put our matcha right into the cup. We're going to weigh it, and then we're going to allow our machine to actually pull a little bit of water into the cup first. We're going to whisk it with a spoon,
Okay.
and then after we whisk it, we're just going to allow the milk to then just layer right on top.
All right.
All right, so
We do have, you know, a few minutes left. If you have any questions about any of these machines, want to see anything, now's the time to get in there for that. We always love, you know, talking with you guys. James, I'm sorry you're too far away. James, I should know where James is by now, right? I think he's across the pond,
I think
as
so.
they say. Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna go about 4 to 5 grams. I'm gonna go 5. I want it a little strong. And also with this is actually a barista blend. So
Okay.
there's actually a little bit of sugar. If you're doing straight up matcha and then adding sugar, you know, you'd only have to do about 3 grams or so, 3 to 4 grams.
Okay.
Which equates to about like 1 teaspoon or 2 teaspoons if it's added with sugar.
Did I hear recently about a matcha shortage?
Yes.
Yes, I did. I don't drink a lot of matcha, if you can tell, but
Yeah.
I did hear a story about some sort of shortage or supplies a little limited. So
Yeah, so we're very bougie today here.
stock up on your matcha.
All right, so all we have to do is ready for our next drink here. We're not
Okay.
doing a latte. We're
Okay.
actually doing steamed milk for this one.
Okay.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and
You got enough
scroll-
milk?
Oh, no, I need a...
Do you
Re-up this.
Ham Radio, do you recommend cleaning the brew unit after doing all of these special drinks?
Yes, so I actually typically clean them in between, which is why we have a little vessel over here with water. But I was
So you're talking
fine
about
with,
the milk frothing part.
Yes, yes. So
To-
you can actually take this off as well,
Yes,
which
it
is really
comes right
cool
apart.
about, you know, trying separate drinks and new drinks and all that fun stuff.
Yeah.
You can quickly wash this and then throw some water through it really fast, and then you're good to go between drinks. For time's sake, I think we're just going to keep going.
And the brew unit inside the machine, that little, you know, mini barista we talked about, you just do the regular cleaning on that like you normally would,
Exactly.
which is taking it out of the machine once a week, rinse it under some cold water, let it dry off, put it back in. Really easy.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and do the max on this.
Okay. And you've got to be ready to stir, right?
And I am ready with my cupping spoon.
Okay.
Nice gold spoon. You can only stir matcha with gold spoons, just so you know.
Is that a rule?
No.
Okay.
It's actually typically bamboo, like whisks.
Okay.
So you can get like a good little foam off of this. All right, so it's going through its heating up process right now. We're going to see a little bit of water come off first, so I can actually stir in and kind of come up with like a little bit of a infusion
Okay.
and froth from my matcha.
Yes. Let's take a listen.
All right, now that that's all infused, I'm just going to let my machine do its work.
If I go out and get a matcha, what does it cost?
$7?
7?
Yeah, 6 or 7.
Wow.
Depending. We're in New York, so.
Oh, it does layer up, looking really pretty, huh?
Oh yeah.
Well,
And
and you
just
had the
like
volume
that.
perfect, huh?
You know, I
that
try.
cup?
I'm somewhat of a professional matcha drinker, you know, here.
There you go.
All right.
All right.
And just like that, we're good to go. All right, so those are some quick drinks there.
Put it on the scale?
Just want to get a nice photo.
Oh, sure.
Oh, okay.
Look at that.
Oh, okay.
Wow, look at that. So I could just, you know, stir this up a little bit more, you know. It looks like I missed one side. That's just due to me maybe not using a big spoon like that would probably
Would
be a
help.
good idea.
That's
But
why
if
they
you-
have the whisks?
Exactly. That's why they have the whisks. It is a little bit tough to actually stir that all in, but
All
easy
right.
enough to just kind of, you know, infuse
And
a little
how
bit more
does
at
it
the end.
taste? Do I?
Oh, yeah, yeah. I guess I should probably
Yeah.
do that. So good. I love a cafe blend where they actually already include the sugar.
The sugar? Okay.
Yeah, yeah. It just goes so well.
Okay. Do you mind if I try?
You can go for
Oh,
it.
okay.
That's totally
Let's try.
It's Friday.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Welcome
I mean,
to the
I
modern
never
age
put
of matcha.
sugar into anything that I drink. Well, I will have a drink, you know, like a fancy dessert coffee drink every once in a while, and that's the only thing that ever gets sugar when I'm drinking coffee. But there, you said there was just a little sugar in that blend,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, there's a little sugar in that blend, which is why it's a little bit on the sweeter side. So just watch out what kind of matcha you use. You can also order matcha that is kind of like more of an instant powder too, that
Okay.
will kind of melt away as you brew this milk over, or
Okay.
as you steam this milk over. I don't know what the verb would be with something like this machine.
All right. Well, look, guys. Thanks. We are out of time, Zach. Thanks so much for doing all the drinks. Thank you guys for joining us. You know, we are here every Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern, with another live stream. So we hope you'll come back and join us. I'm pretty sure James will. And I'd like a long time no see, Mark and the Co. How are you doing, coffee lovers? Yeah. He knows my phrase. So, anyways, thanks for watching, Zach. Thanks again. Andrew and Jordan, thank you guys for running the show back there. We'll see you next Friday at 3 for more live streams from Whole Latte Love.
See you next time.